friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya, and I can just feel it turning fall. Not really, it's 80 degrees outside, but today we are going to pretend that it is closer to fall than what it is and cooler than what it is, and we are going to make some pecan pie baked oatmeal. Now, if that sounds yummy, I'm with you. It sounds yummy to me too, but the nice thing about this is it has no processed sugar in it, nothing funky. You probably have these ingredients in your refrigerator possibly and in your pantry. But the sweetener in this is maple syrup, and I think it's going to be delicious. I have not tried this yet. I saw a picture of it, and that's all it took to hook me, and we're going to give this a try. And my neighbor's pretty excited about it too because she knows I'm going to share it with her, and she thought it looked really good too. So let's go over to the kitchen and make some pecan pie baked oatmeal. All right, so I have my oven preheating to 350, but because, like I said, it's 80 degrees or more, I have my oven out in the sunroom preheating. It's a small convection oven, and anytime it's this warm, and it's not even noon yet, well, it's a little bit after noon right now, then I use that little oven because I'm surprised how much stuff I can actually fit in that. But this isn't going to be a problem. This is just a square baking dish. You need to make sure it holds at least 2 quarts, and I'm assuming that does. I didn't measure it, but I'm assuming it is. All right, so I just slathered this on the inside with some coconut oil. We're going to set that aside. So our recipe calls for 2 cups of rolled oats, and we're going to put those in our bowl. So I'll show you what the tag looks like on the front of the oats, just in case you get confused, because there's rolled oats, there's quick oats, there's instant oats, there's all kinds of different oats, but these are just rolled oats, and they're organic. They might be called old-fashioned oats, depending on the brand and the package that you use. We also need a teaspoon of baking powder. I call myself getting all my stuff out, and then I look around and go, wait, a teaspoon, that would help. All right, a teaspoon of baking powder, not baking soda, but baking powder. A teaspoon of cinnamon. Of a teaspoon of salt, we're going to give this a little stir, and I'm going to add 2 cups of milk to this. Let's see, trying to figure out which measuring cup to put it in. I'll just put it in this one that I just took the oats out of. And I have whole milk in this. I don't buy anything else. I never buy skim milk. I don't buy low fat. I don't buy 2%. I always buy whole milk. Vitamin D is fat soluble, and it needs fat to get to where it needs to go in your body. So you need the fat. And this is a good fat. Okay, our 2 cups of milk are going in. We're also going to add 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And I can measure that in the same measuring cup too. We need 1 egg, and I'm going to break it into this. I'm not going to break it directly into my bowl because If it's kind of yucky, then I'm not going to use it. And it's not yucky, it's fine. Get that stirred up. I need 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And this is my homemade vanilla, that's why I have it in this jar. There's lots of vanilla seeds down in the bottom of it. And of course my medicine dropper, that's what I use to measure any kind of extract or anything small and liquid in. Such a handy thing. I don't think I actually got 1/4 of a cup in this. I'm going to add a little bit more to this. Can you ever really have too much maple syrup? I mean, seriously. I love, love, love maple syrup. To this, we also need 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And I have my butter in the oven. I had just baked, and somebody asked me if I would make a gluten-free angel food cake for them for an event, because they don't want to learn how to make it yet. They want to learn how to make it, but they don't want to learn how to make it yet. So I got that made. I'll show that to you. This is what a gluten-free angel food cake looks like, and it looks and tastes exactly like regular angel food cake. So we have a video on our channel for that if you're interested in that. This is also gluten-free, what I'm making today. So for all those people who have a gluten sensitivity, this is an ideal dessert for you. All right, let me get my butter out of here. And it's kind of sort of melted. So the reason I was telling you about the angel food cake is because I made the cake, then I had to run some errands, but my oven is still hot enough to put this in there just a few minutes ago before I started videoing and get it melted, even though I had it sitting out at room temperature before that. I also have my lunch heating up in the little oven out there, so I'm doing a dual purpose and heating that oven up. All right, we're going to pour this into our baking dish. Get this where you can see it. Notice I poured it on top of my scraper so it wouldn't splash all over the place. I find that that is pretty helpful. I see people pouring things out and it goes everywhere. I'm like, oh, pour it onto the scraper, come on. Goodness knows I've had years of experience of making the hugest messes, so I only speak from experience because I am pretty qualified at the mess making thing. Okay, this is the topping we're going to put on. I had to wait till the clock got finished dinging. We have a pendulum clock in here and it is pretty loud in the kitchen from where it sits. Okay, this is 2 tablespoons of butter, and to that we are going to add about 1/4 cup of maple syrup again. And since that's a measuring cup, it has my lines on there. I kind of see what I'm doing. And I hear my oven that's preheated out there, so that worked out in a good time. Now see, I said I was not making a mess, and there I had a splash of it right there. That is a whole cup of fresh pecans. And you just stir that up. So all that is 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 cup of real maple syrup. Don't get maple flavored syrup. Real maple syrup, and a cup of pecans. And we are going to bake this in a 350-degree preheated oven for 35 to 40 minutes. I'm just going to plop these on the top. All right, I'm going to go put this in the oven. We're going to bake it for 35 to 40 minutes, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. Our pecan pie baked oatmeal, and let me tell you, it smells so good. It smells just like a pecan pie. So we're going to let this cool off and enjoy it maybe tonight for dessert, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I may hide it in the lower oven and not tell my husband I have it until tomorrow. So anyway, it's looking good. I let this bake for 40 minutes and it's perfect. So that's what I'd recommend, 40 minutes. Okay, so there you have it. Pecan pie baked oatmeal, and it smells better than I even thought it would. So hope you give this a try for your gluten-free friends, for your friends who don't want processed sugar. And this has maple sugar or maple syrup in it instead of sugar. So it's just a win both ways. It just smells delightful. Now when it's cooler weather, it's gonna smell really good. But in 80-degree weather, it made my sunroom smell like a bakery. So it was fabulous. So we hope to enjoy this, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. Recipe is in the description as always.